This is Holly. My neighbors might not know my name, but they know hers. I travel all across Korea with Holly and my camera. Today, we decided to visit Dongmyo markets. This place is very famous for street photographers. Everybody knows this place because there's many interesting people here. Fashion show from 1978. Suits and hats and glasses and sunglasses and gold chains. The people here are really interesting. Established in the 80s, there is nothing that this flea market doesn't have. But my favorite is the people dressed in retro clothes. 멋있어요. 멋있죠? 어떻게 오셨어요?
놀러 왔어.
구경하러 오셨어요? 쇼핑. Antiques capture my eyes. I like old things. Ant Village is near the entrance of Inwangsan Mountain. It's called Ant Village because people here are very industrious. It's a village made up of alleys. When I reach what seems like a dead end, another alley appears. It's pretty good for street photography too because the alleys kind of go like this. So you get some nice compositions. You get a nice leading line, and because the roads are a little bit curvy, adds a little bit more interest to the picture. All the houses are clustered together. There's only a vague boundary between the houses, which all look over 50 years old. This is a typical Dal Dongme. This neighborhood is one of the kind of the last remaining Dal Dongmes, which means a moon village. It's called a moon village because it's on the side of a mountain, and so they have a better view of the moon from here. After the Korean War, many of the citizens, kind of the middle class and upper class Korean citizens, settled in the flatter parts of town, but more of the working class people settled on the sides of the mountain like we're on right now. We're on the side of Mount Inwang. It's a mistake to think of the moon villages as drab. This village is awash in vibrant colors. Colors are really beautiful. I like the combination of the old style roof and the bright, vivid colors on the side of the wall. It's really nice. Ivy and flowers blooming under the old roof make for a beautiful picture. That's why I come back to this village. This house here never seems to change, so I think the owner is really happy with the painting on this particular house. So it's really, anytime you see pictures of 개미마을, you'll always see this sunflower house here. That's what it's known as. Like those sunflowers forever in bloom, there is something else here that never changes. It's the people's open mind. 사진 한 장만 찍으면 괜찮으세요?
예.
여기서
They will happily model for a foreign photographer.
잘 나왔네.
미소 예쁘세요.
예, 이뻐 아주. 시험에 아주 이쁘게 잘 자랐어. 네네. 하루를 좋은 하루를 되기를 바래요.
네, 감사합니다.
예.
Their lives are open to the public.
When you compare that to somebody that lives in a high-rise apartment building where everything is closed off to the world, you can't see anything, or you can't tell anything about those people. When you go to some of the older areas like 개미마을, then you can see like the traditional housing of Korea and the fermentation pots and kind of see how life was 30 or 40, 50 years ago. So before globalization and westernization came to Korea.
Amid modernization, these alleys have retained the real side of Seoul. I teach English debate classes at my university. Today's topic is stress.
And okay, the way that I relieve my stress is in the city and outside of the city, taking pictures, looking for minimal scenes. Those kinds of scenes bring me a lot of peace, and I like to try to capture that kind of situation. Now, I'm going to talk about a situation that
Alleys, in particular, make me feel at peace.
Which is, you get off the subway, you walk to 개미마을. Everything is very slow paced. You see the fermentation pots, and all of the stress just melts off of you. That's the main reason why I like the old areas of Seoul. I think it's more of the real Korea before westernization, before modernization came to this area. This is the
Glamorous cities cultivate greed and desire.
Okay, so down here,
But all that disappears where time moves slowly. And when I take photographs there, I feel free. I haven't visited this neighborhood in about 7 years.
예지동. Very close. Oh, only 1 minute. It's only 1 minute from here. 죄송한데요, 여기 예지동이에요. 네, 맞아요. Looks like we're in 예지동 now.
The vicinity of Yejidong has changed greatly. But inside the Watch Alley, everything's just as it was 7 years ago. Shops lace the 200-meter-long alley.
20mm lens on.
This place was once the heart of Korea's watch industry. There are still many master watchmakers here.
All right, so I have my 50mm for kind of tighter shots and portraits, and then I'm going to use this 20mm for maybe some more environmental portraits where I want to get a portrait of the person in their environment with surrounded by many clocks possibly. So I think I'm going to use both cameras quite a bit today. I like his smile.
Today I'm here to photograph those who work with time.
안녕하세요. He looks like he's enjoying it in there.
This kind-looking man captures my eye.
안녕하세요. 영어 잘하시네요.
영어 뭐 하지? 그냥 땡큐만 알지.
He says it's been 45 years since he started repairing watches, right here in this seat. He handles broken watches as if they were patients. He believes that only time and effort will give good results.
I like to see people fixing things and making things with their hands because these days so many things are done automatically by automation. So I think that it's really interesting to see people concentrate on something as he is right now with his hands. So I think that's the best thing about Yejidong. 수리 모습이에요.
옆모습은 난 잘 안 나오더라고.
앞모습.
예, 아까 그 모습이.
예.
오케이.
There's joy and happiness in the face of a master who's devoted his entire life to one skill.
이메일 주소 있으세요?
그런 거 없어.
없어요? 아,
나 그래서
그 사진 보내드리겠습니다.
아들 이메일로 보내야 되지.
아, 오케이. 예, 예.
W-O.
He is far from getting things done fast and easy.
아, 그래. 문자 보낸대.
아, 오케이.
나 모습은 아주 안에 징그러워.
Someone will visit him to fix a cherished watch, and that person will get to see this timeless smile.
예, 감사합니다. 좋은 일 하세요.
He never knew that he had a nice smile before. Nobody ever told him that before. So it was good to let him know that and spend some time together with him. So I'm glad that we were able to meet him today.
I head out to the alley again.
Yeah, Yejidong, it's another very old area of Seoul, so you can see how things were done maybe 20 or 30 years ago. It's kind of an escape from the modern part of the city. These old areas, you can see kind of the unique aspects of Korea, how things were done before modernization and globalization. Just waiting for a good moment now.
In the watch alley, it's common to see people working in the middle of the street.
Hi, 안녕하세요. 예.
But nobody cares, and none of them are in a hurry.
One repairman in Yejidong, he was so focused on the watch that he was fixing that he didn't even notice that I was taking his picture. And I was using a really wide-angle lens, so I was probably about maybe 1 foot away from him, and so I was really, really close to him. So there's something about, I find something fascinating about people that are really concentrating on something. I think that's really interesting and something that I like to photograph.
This is where all focus is on time. It's the Yejidong Watch Alley. It's been 5 years since Holly and I started traveling and taking pictures of Korea. In the meantime, my collection of cameras has grown. Film photography takes more time, and it makes me a more dedicated photographer.
Before that, I would just take pictures for my friends and family back in America and just to share about my life here in Korea. But about 4 or 5 years ago, I got kind of my first real DSLR camera, and I started taking it more seriously and spending more time with photography and studying a lot about it. I think that was about the time that it really became a big part of my life.
My photos have become quite popular through social media, but I still consider myself an amateur photographer. I enjoy taking pictures of old and unique things. Holly is a great partner for my photo trips. I've never seen a model who can blend better into beautiful sceneries.
Holly. Holly, hey.
Fall has reached its peak in Muledong. Muledong was well known for its iron foundries, but in recent years, it's been changing into an artsy neighborhood. It's a fun place to capture interesting murals and artworks.
This light coming through is like, it's like the sun. It's like the sun coming through. Adds a lot to this. This without this would be kind of nothing, I think, but this is really interesting.
The old and the new coexist in this alleyway. I decided to visit a place that displays the history of Muledong in photos. An old restaurant used to be here. Now it's a gallery.
Workshop.
And a photographer couple was behind that transformation.
Oh, okay. Is it all the people are your friends, or only this? Yeah. Everybody's your friend?
They fell in love with Muledong while capturing its history, and they decided to settle down here.
Drinking?
These guys?
Yeah.
Every time I come to Muledong, I have like when I bring my film camera, like I have to bring maybe like 10 rolls of film, because you never know. Like everything just looks really interesting here. Muledong in the old days was just as fascinating. I headed out to the alley again before it got too dark. And I met a Muledong native. She's been running a restaurant here for over 40 years.
사람 많이 좋아해요. 안 먹어요.
네 눈이야 내 눈이야 똑같다. 똑같아. 네 눈 내 눈이야.
하리 뽀뽀 뽀뽀.
She seems to be full of warmth and affection.
뽀뽀할 리가 없지, 그지? 평생 처음이네. 몇십 년 만에 처음이네.
예뻤어요.
머리라도 좀 물 좀 들이고 좀 제대로 찍으면 이뻤을 걸. 어머, 내가 저렇게 늙었네. 어쩌까이. 어머. 야, 왜 사진 찍어본 지가 2000년대에 사진 찍어본 거 처음 찍어보네.
She watched Muledong change over the years, but didn't have time to see how she had changed too. That's how she must have lived, and to celebrate her first time as a model, she wanted to treat me to noodles.
김치 먹을 줄 알아요?
The ramen was very warm. Just like this Muledong native's heart.
사랑해요.
나도 사랑한다고.
하리야 가자.
Another night deepens in Muledong, where the past and the present collide and daily life and art coexist. To better understand Seoul's history, I thought I'd check out the Seoul Photo Festival. What do Korean photographers think of the changes that took place in Seoul? One particular photo stopped me in my tracks.
The old apartments in the foreground really grabbed my attention at first. There's a lot of depth in this picture. It's very, from front to back, there's a lot going on.
This photographer must have been interested in the inevitable changes brought by globalization.
I really like this picture. Yeah, I always look for this kind of scene, like this kind of decay in the city, I think it's kind of beautiful in a way, in a strange way. Taking up the entire frame with the subject, I think is really unusual, and it's really, really powerful.
Now, these old sceneries only exist in photos and remind us how important it is to record time.
I learned that these are from the 1960s, so about 50 years ago. But I think that this photographer is really good, and he was able to capture a wide variety of emotions, all the way from struggle and hardship to extreme joy, and everything in between.
And that also coincides with my philosophy on photography.
There's many different styles that I enjoy, but minimalism is one of the styles that I like the most. I think it means taking away everything that's unnecessary and only leaving the bare minimum, the bare essence in the picture. That kind of picture makes me feel really peaceful, but at the same time it's really powerful and really clean and really simple.
This place is an old barbershop. The barbershop opened about 33 years ago, and it looks like it did in the early 80s.
I think it's important for
photographers to document things that might be extinct, this kind of shop, or might not be around in 10 or 15 more years. So I also think that maybe many people don't know that this kind of shop still exists. So I mean, like I was saying before, like these days when you go into a barber shop, you just come in and you leave within maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and most of the process is automated. They use something electronic, like an electronic razor or something like that. I think in the past, the most important thing was the quality of the haircut or whatever they're doing. The modern world is we've gone from more quality to more speed. Everything is done manually. No one is in a rush. How would it feel to get my hair cut here? I took my seat in front of the old barber.
웃지 마세요.
피가 더 피게 피가 나오고.
Yeah, just the same style, but just shorter than now. His hands move carefully and slowly. Oh, my hair is disappearing. Ah! The only sound in the quiet barbershop is the sound of the scissors. 가위 소리 좋네요. Scissor sounds, it's really cool. He doesn't use stylish techniques or modern tools. Oh. But I'm fully satisfied with the result. Yes. Shampoo. We live in an age where everything is done in a hurry, and I like people who appreciate the beauty of slowness. What do you think? Good? better than before. Definitely. Massage feels really good when he does that. And also, when he like, actually the best part was the scissor sound was not only the sound but also the feeling when it like cuts through your hair. It just feels different than the other scissors. 6,000원 있죠? 예. 예, 고맙습니다.
고맙습니다.
예, 수고하세요. It's sometimes easy to forget who I am when I'm in a busy city. I become more in touch with myself when I interact with nature. That's why I ride my bike to the Hangang River whenever I can. This bike made me appreciate the importance of going slow. It is like the old alleyways in my photos. This bike is it's very similar to my camera. I use it very often. It's very special to me, and I try to take good care of it. It's getting a little bit old now, but I think I'll be able to use it for a couple more years. As always, I ride my bike to where time passes slowly. Oh, Holly was a little bit angry a few minutes ago when I tried to pick her up, but she always knows when the camera's on, and she wasn't angry this time when I picked her up. So hey, say your 마지막 인사. Bye bye. Did you have a good time? Yeah, you're gonna be on TV. You're gonna be famous. You're already famous. Bye bye, everybody.